Everyone, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be watching TikTok dating horror stories. I got lotion all up on my hands. I'm very slippery. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that like, and ring that bell so you'll be notified every time I post a new video. And check out that merch! Don't forget to cop the merch, the bandanas, the shirts. I got shoes. Like, girl, get your life. Get your life right. Get your wardrobe right. It's 2025. How you looking? Not as fly as me, because I got the merch, man.
I just had the worst, most awkward, terrible Tinder date of my life. And I just need to talk about it real quick because this is insane. So I started talking to this guy literally today. We matched on Tinder today and he was messaging me and was pretty adamant. I didn't answer him at first and then he messaged me again. So I was like, whatever, I'll give him a chance. Sure. So he's messaging me and basically is like, oh, add me on Snapchat. I deleted my Snapchat and my Instagram. Long story, but I basically was like, oh, I don't have Snapchat. You can text me. So I gave him my number and he starts texting me. And basically off the bat, he was like, I really want to see you. What are you doing later? Let's go to the movies. Let's go on a date. And he seemed so nice. He was so cute. On his Tinder bio, it said he was in finance. He's 6 feet. He had a bunch of pictures. He was verified, so real person. I was like, okay, sure, let's go on a date. And he sent me the movie and everything. And basically, I was like, yeah, I'm down. Let's do it. And he was awesome. Bought the tickets. I'll see you tonight. Blah blah. And then we're planning out when we wanted to meet, if we wanted to meet prior, all this stuff. We talked all day basically. And so it finally came to before we were going. And he tells me that his car is in the shop and he has to Uber. And it would be really nice if I wanted to pick him up. Instant fucking red flag. I should have just ran then. Don't know why I didn't. I was already in deep enough. I was just yeah, no, we should just meet there, just Uber. So he's fine with that, whatever. So he Ubers there, I'm driving, and he gets there a few minutes before me. So I call him when I pull in. I'm like, hey, I just got here. We got there an hour early because we wanted to meet up and talk and stuff before. I wanted to get to know him, because when you're at a movie, you can't talk and get to know the person. I'm so stupid for all of this. In hindsight, I see this now. Anyway, I call him. I'm like, oh, do you want to come in my car and we can hang out in here and talk before the movie or whatever? And he's like, yeah, sure. I'll come out, just park wherever. Thank God I park literally right front and center, under the lights. There's people outside. There's people in their cars. So I'm parked right front and center. He gets in my car. And all is fine, and we're talking, whatever. And I basically had to tell him. So before I left my house, I realized I had a cold sore on my lip, whatever. A lot of people get them. I've gotten them ever since I was a little kid. I don't know, but I know they're contagious, and I know it's basically herpes or whatever. So I had to tell him. And it was the worst thing to have to tell someone on a first date. And I was so nervous. I was so scared. And I'm like, if you want to leave now, if you're all set, I get it, don't worry. I was like, I swear I don't have any other diseases. This is it. I have a cold sore and I have to tell you, because yeah, if we kiss, obviously we can't. And he's laughing. He's like, you're so cute. He's like, no, I don't care. I actually just got over one myself. It's fine. I want to kiss you. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, your choice, And he's like, can I kiss you? And I was like, sure. Mind you, we literally were only talking for 5 minutes, not even. Anyways, he starts kissing me, keeps kissing me, and grabs my leg, and I'm like, oh God, okay, this is not not what I imagined. So I kind of pull away. I started a different conversation. We started talking. he's just acting like really weird. Like he was like kind of annoyed that I like pulled out of the kiss. And so I asked him like, oh, like what happened to your car? Like why is it in the shop? And he starts being so weird and like moving around. He's like, yeah, like actually it's really embarrassing. I lost my license on the 4th of July. I got a DUI, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, like in my head, I'm like, okay, this guy already lied to me about something like this. Like this is just that I already have awful vibes about this. Anyways, we get over that and he just keeps like wanting to make out and like kiss, and I'm like I just feel like I have to, like it was a really awkward situation. And then he starts grabbing my hand and putting it, I'm sure you can guess where, and I basically had to pull away and like tell him like I just want to like get this out of the way now. I'm not trying to do all that, you know, like no. And his whole demeanor changed. He completely changes, and he's basically tells me like that's all he wanted. Like that's why he came tonight. That's why he did all this, because he was expecting that. And I like had to tell him no, like sorry. And before this too, he was telling me that I should move parking spots or whatever, and I wouldn't. And even after me telling him that I'm not doing all that, he still kept trying to get me to move my car to like the back of the theater where it's like completely dark, and he's just acting really off and really weird. And instantly I'm just getting like awful vibes. Like I'm just like, and then he starts like gaslighting me, telling me that I led him on. Huh? Like, I'm so sorry for agreeing to go to the movies with you and I wouldn't pick you up. Like, I didn't even argue with him, because I'm like, if I get this man angry, like, who knows what's gonna happen. I mean, thank God I'm right in front of the theater under the lights and like there's people around, so. But he was like making jokes too, because like I had a nice car. He's like, because I kept saying like, oh, like I hope you don't kill me, like I hope you're not a murderer. And he's like, yeah, I could like literally kill you right now and like take your car, like you have a nice car, blah, blah, blah. And like, I don't know, maybe it was just jokes, like because I was joking about it, but felt really off to me. And you could tell he was like really pissed off that and he kept trying to get me to like want to do stuff with him, and like he was like, oh, like maybe we can still go see the movie. Mind you, I did check before I went, and we would have been the only 2 people in that movie. Like I had awful vibes. I was like, no. I'm like, I don't want to waste your time. Like your time's valuable. And he's like sulking. He's like, my time's not valuable. Like, I'm like, okay, you clearly are a psychopath and you clearly have no self-esteem and you probably will just kill me. Like, I don't even know if I can post this because I can't say all this stuff. Whatever, I'm posting it. But yeah, so basically I started crying and was just trying to make him feel as bad as possible, because I'm like, I don't want this guy to kill me right now. Like he was being really weird. Like there's so much I could explain, but I had so many red flags. Thank God I had my like smarts about me, and whatever, like this could have ended so much worse. He basically was like, oh, like, will you at least wait for me, like my Uber to get here? And I was like, yeah, like sure, like I'm not gonna like piss you off anymore. Like his Uber got there and like whatever, he's gone. I'm low-key kind of scared. I'm like, is there a tracker in my car? Is there something? Like I don't know. I'm just gonna pray all is fine, I'm okay. But if I wake up dead tomorrow, y'all know what happened. But I shouldn't even joke like that. But anyway, I'm never going on another date again, and that's just that. Sorry, he ruined it for everyone. Okay, good night, bye. I'm happy to be alive.
This fool said, wake up dead. What? What is happening? I feel like some things you just should not share. Some things is just too much. It coming from the person who have talked about my sescapades on the internet. Some things you should not share about yourself. The fact that you have cold sores. Like I understand that some people cannot help it, the situation. Some kids are born with it. Some kids get it from their parents. You know, like I get some situations that you can't avoid it. Somehow you got it and it wasn't your fault. It was out of your control. Completely get it. However, are we really sharing that on the web? Are we really sharing? Okay. No judgment. No judgment. You know, do you live your life? Yeah. Were you stressed, honey? Like, so much. It were so many red flags. So many. So many. Like, come on now. I didn't even think about the thing tracker. The tracker? Didn't think about that. That was a good thought that some reason she didn't think about it. And the red flag, the first red flag, he wanted to go on a date with you at the movies. What's the first thought you thought of? Because it was my first thought. I'm gay. Like, I'm gay. My first thought was, what we doing in the dark? In the movie theaters by yourself, like the first date. Like, that's what I thought. I went sexual, and clearly I read it right, because that's what he was thinking too. Girl, my fast is over. We about to eat some snacks. Because it's 12:01. Girl, let me get the snacks, because she is hungry. I've been fasting for 2 days. I can't wait till the end of the video. But yeah. So yeah, that was my first thought. So, you know, I'm not eating sugar. So we got the next. My first thought was, oh, okay, this is about to be a hooker. Like, y'all about to be doing stuff in the movie theater. Like, what? When he said about the car, oh, I don't have a car, red flag. Bam. Right there. Because understandably, there's a lot of people who do not like to drive. Like, I have a lot of older cousins that don't have their license. They don't drive. They never wanted to do that. I have a lot of family members like, nope, don't want it. Female family members like, nope, I don't want to drive. All the guys pretty much in my family know how to drive a tractor and everything, and most of the women do too, but the women who do not want to drive ain't driving nothing. They don't want to, like, no. So I get that, got it, cool. In my situation, yeah, cool, okay, got it. But I'm not picking you up. You're not getting in my car. First, like, on a first date, bruh. On a first date, and I don't know you, immediately you get in my car? No, not going to do that. We can talk outside. We can talk inside the movie theater. A lot of movie theaters have like eating spots. We can talk there. Like, girl, it was just too much going on. And then he just kisses you and goes in. The first kiss going in, knowing that you got a little visitor planted on your face. Girl, what? What is going on? I don't know what's going on, because I feel like if you had that, you know, you would want to cancel the date. I don't know. I don't have those. So I don't know how their thought process is, you know, with that. Like, anything on my face. If I have a pimple on my face, I feel like I'm not going to go on the first date with somebody. Like, maybe it's just me. I just want to present my best self. So I don't know. It was just giving too many red flags, girl. And, how'd you not know it was a booty call? I knew it was a booty call. Comment below if you knew it was a booty call. What?
I'm so sorry that I kept you guys waiting, but I seriously was living the situation up until a couple of hours ago. Quick recap, I went out with a guy that I matched with on Hinge on Saturday night, and it ended up going absolutely terrible. So it's me and my friend. He tells us to show up to his Airbnb at a certain time to pregame with like all the rest of his friends. Right when we get there, off the bat, the vibes are off. There's like 3 other girls there. They're getting ready. I introduce myself. Like, I walk up the stairs and I'm like, hi guys, like, I'm Winnie, nice to meet you, because I'm not the bitch that's not about to say hi. And they said hi. It was just like very cold, very annoying. And the Hinge match kept saying like, God, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm sorry that I had to bring you guys into this vibe. Let's go up to the roof and just like drink there. So we go up to the rooftop. He's chatting about how it's his birthday, how he had rented this Airbnb and how they were being absolutely terrible. Like, they didn't care that it was his birthday. They didn't want to go to any of the places that he wanted to go. And I felt really bad. So me and my friend, we were like, look, just hang out with us. Like, we're going to go out, we're going to have a good time, and we're going to celebrate your birthday. I did start to notice though that he was starting to pay more attention to my friend, like ask her more questions and just be a little bit more intrigued in her life. It's not really important to the story, but I just wanted to give you guys like the vibes. So it's me, my friend, Hinge guy, his friend. He really wanted to go to this club called Havana. So it's his birthday. We're like, you know, we're going to do whatever you want to do. His friend calls the Uber. We go down from the roof and we leave and we get in the Uber. The moment we get out of the Uber, I realize that I didn't have my purse. So I'm looking around for my purse. I'm looking at them. I'm like, guys, I don't have my purse. The Uber is driven away. Can you try messaging the Uber? I'm talking to his friend at this point because his friend's the one that called the Uber. Like, can you try messaging him and asking him if the purse is in there? He's like, yeah, okay, I'll do it. But chances are your purse is probably in the house. You probably left it there, or you probably left it on the rooftop. I was like, you know what? You know, at this point, I was a little bit tipsy. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, probably. Honestly, it's probably there. So like, no big deal. I also really did not want to ruin this man's birthday and make it about myself. So I was kind of just like, okay, like, hopefully it's at the house. It probably is. And then we can just have a good night. We're at Havana. We're having a good time. I kind of noticed that like at this point that he's like really interested in my friend. So I'm starting to just get like turned off. I'm like, okay, like whatever, you know, it is what it is. After a couple hours, we were lit. We were like, let's head back to the Airbnb. And here's where shit got stressful because it escalated so fast. The moment we get back to his Airbnb, he's like, shh, shh, be quiet. You have to be quiet. The girls are sleeping. Like, don't say a peep. Like, don't say a word. He's not even letting us stay in the house. He's literally saying, go back up to the roof where it's cold as hell. We were drinking. He's like, shh, shh. Every little thing we say, if we giggle, if we talk, he would be like, shh, shh, shh. Meanwhile, we weren't even being loud. Like, we were trying to be as respectful as we possibly could be. But it was the fact that every little noise we made, this man was like, guys, you guys are being too loud. It was like, honestly, it just gave me, like, it gave me the ick. Like, we get up to the roof, we're talking, we're telling him, like, how cold we are and how we want to go back inside. And so he's like, fine, like, let's go downstairs. I'm thinking he's going to take us to the kitchen. No. He takes us down one flight of stairs because there's 3 flights of stairs in this condo. It's like layer 1, layer 2, layer 3 rooftop. He takes us down the first flight of stairs and like pushes us into his room and locks the door and like closes the door. It was at this moment that I remembered that I still hadn't found or looked for my purse. So I tell him, I'm like, oh my God, I completely forgot to look for my purse. Have you talked to the Uber? I look at his friend and I'm like, hey, have you talked to the Uber driver? Have you heard anything? He's like, no, I haven't heard anything. I'm like, can I go and like look in your kitchen? Maybe I left it on the roof. He looks me dead in my eye and is like, shh, shh, no, you can't, no, no, no. I'm looking at him in shock and disbelief. I'm like, what do you mean no? I need to find my purse. My keys to my home are in there and the keys to my car are in there. If I don't find them, like, I'm literally stuck. He proceeds to tell me again, no, I'm sorry, but you can't go look. By this point, his friend had left the room and disappeared. It'd been like 20 or 30 minutes now. So I'm sitting here, I'm like, well, can we try to contact the Uber? Like, can we please do something? Because us just sitting here and you guys just staring at me is stressing me out. Like, I'm getting nervous. Like, I need to find my shit. At this point, I'm starting to cry. Him and my friend are sitting on the bed. I'm like scooched into a corner, like balled up, crying. Him and my friend are looking at me like I'm fucking insane. I am pleading with this man to please let me go check the roof. Let me go check the kitchen. Like, let me just leave this room. And he's still saying no. At this point, I don't feel like my friend is supporting me at all, and it's 2 against 1, and I'm feeling very, very ganged up on. So I'm like, okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to the bathroom because there was a bathroom attached to the room. I'm like, and you guys can sit here, and I'm gonna go to the bathroom, and I'm gonna call Corey, my baby daddy. I go into the bathroom because talking to them is not helping. I am still drunk and I'm trying my hardest to still be respectful to this man. So I go into the bathroom, I call Corey crying. Corey is like stressed out. He's like, what's going on? What's happening? I'm telling him what's happening. I'm like, I'm trying to tell them I need to find my keys. I need to find my car keys, you know, and my house keys because I can't get into my house. Like, I'm explaining this to Corey. Corey's like, I don't understand. Like, what's the issue? Like, why can't you look for your shit? And that's what I'm saying. I'm like, dude, no one's listening to me, dude. Not even my friend. Like, she wasn't even listening to me. Yes, I was intoxicated, but at the same time, like, I was still very much aware that I needed to find my shit. My friend whips open the bathroom door and she's like, we can hear you talking out here. Like, we can hear you talking shit. And I'm like, okay, but you guys are not helping me. So I had to call Corey to be like, hey, come help me because they're not helping me. I felt like no one was listening to me. It was giving like angry black women freaking out for no reason. At that point, I was really mad at my friend. I had cussed her out because I was like, leave me alone. She ends up storming off. I think she ends up like leaving the room and she's like, fuck it, I'm out of here. She storms off, she leaves. I'm sitting there like crying to Corey, like, hey, like, what do I do? I'm still begging this man, like, can I please just go check? Like, let me just go look. He's still saying no. About 5 minutes later, my friend tries to call me and tells me like, let's go. I called the Uber and I'm sitting here like, no, I already called my child's father. I don't want to hop in the car with you and just be screaming screaming at each other. Like, I'm not arguing with you about this. Like, I'm not doing it. So I completely was like, you go. So she ends up leaving. And another reason why I didn't want to leave is because I still didn't have my shit, right? Like, they didn't even live in Georgia. The moment I would have left, I would have never heard from them again. So I'm talking to the Hinge guy. It's just me and him at this point. And I'm like, can you go ask your friend if the Uber driver has said anything? Like, give me the Uber driver's number. Like, I will go, but like, I need some connection so that I can try to get my purse back. He's screaming back at me like, why are you blaming us? Like, we didn't do anything. He's talking about him and my friend. He's like, we didn't do anything and you're getting mad at us. And I'm sitting here like, I'm not getting mad at you guys. I am just like asking for empathy. Like, help me find my bag. Like, actually care at the fact that I lost my shit. I do take responsibility for losing my shit. That's all on me, but I'm just asking for you to maybe care? Like, what? I really did try to fit this whole story into 10 minutes. I'm so sorry. You're gonna have to go to part 2. This is part 2 of me meeting up with a guy on Hinge and it going terribly wrong. If you haven't watched part 1 yet, please go back and watch it. It will be the video right before this one. At this point, I am still bawling and crying to this man, and some other guy, some random guy that hasn't been there the entire night shows up and he's like, you gotta go. Like, you need to leave. I'm like, listen, I'm trying to explain to him. I'm like, I just need my purse. Like, my car is out there. It's parked in front of an abandoned house. It's a little bit ghetto. I can't leave my car here. I can't get into my home. I have nowhere to go. Can you please just like talk to the guy who ordered the Uber or help me find my damn purse? Hinge guy and his friend are like, no, you gotta go. You gotta get out. They are pushing me down like the stairs. Like, both of them are like, you gotta go. You gotta go now. Corey's still on the phone. This entire time, I had still stayed respectful. Like, I still wasn't screaming. I still wasn't loud. But I'm gonna be honest with you guys. At that point, knowing that my shit was about to be lost to the void, I was fucking livid. I look straight at Hinge guy and I'm like, God is gonna see this. Like, the karma that you're gonna get for doing this when all you have to do was help me find my purse or let me look in your house. Like, you're gonna, and I'm screaming at the top of my lungs at this point because I'm livid. I'm like, dude, have some empathy, like compassion, something. You could literally see the fear on this man's face. He was like, I didn't do anything. Like, you know, it's not my fault you lost your purse. And it's like, it's literally not about that. It's the fact that you won't even help me find it. At this point, I'm not explaining this to him. I'm just like popping off because at this point, they had kicked me out on the doorstep and had closed the door. I am bawling to Corey at this point because losing your keys and losing your house keys is like such a traumatic experience. I can't even explain it. It's happened to me. It's happened to me once before and it's like the worst feeling ever. Corey took about an hour to get there because he lives a little bit further from Atlanta than I do. But in between that time, I ended up calling the non-emergency line and they ended up coming out and knocking on the door and literally were like, well, if they don't answer, there's literally nothing we can do. Corey picks me up, which for those of you guys who don't know, Corey is my child's father. He picks me up. He's being super nice to me. He's being super optimistic. He's like telling me like, it's going to be okay. You're just drinking right now. So it's like everything's super heightened. It's going to be fine. But trust me, like I felt like such an idiot. Like I felt like such a failure. I was like, oh my God, I literally can't even get into my own house. He ends up dropping me off at my sister's house and I end up sleeping on her couch that night. But I was so mad. Like I was still so angry. I literally sent that man a voice note and I was like, I'm not proud of this, but I was mad, okay? I was like, listen, my dad is Ghanaian, I'm African, like, I'm gonna put a hex on you, like, you're gonna wish you're gonna rue the day. At this point, he had unmatched me on everything. He had blocked me on Instagram. I had to just take the L and move on and admit that I fucked up. The next day, I literally had to go back to the location. I had to hire a locksmith to get a new car key made. Corey helped me get into my house, change my locks, and then after all of that was done, I get a text message from Hinge guy. He sends me a message and he's like, good news, the Uber driver has your purse. He told me that I have to pay $80 for him to bring it back. So just letting you know that you can come pick it up as soon as I get home. Can't tell you guys how happy I was that my purse was found. He sent that text message and then ghosted me for like 5 hours. By the time that he replied back, it was 11 o'clock at night and he was like, my bad, I was out, but it's at my house if you want to come pick it up. Well, I'm with my son at that point, so like, no, I can't come pick it up, but I'll come pick it up in the morning. He's like, all right, bet, come before 9:30 a.m. So a couple of hours ago, I drove back to the location in Atlanta and I picked up my purse. My Shayla. My Shayla. I'm so happy to see this thing. And everything was in it. I'd already canceled my cards and everything. But I'm so happy. Now I have extra And when I got there to pick it up, he kept saying that he did his good deed. And that, like, he's like, I don't know why you were blaming me, but, like, just letting you know, like, I had to pay $80 to get that back here. Like, I've done my good deed. And I'm literally sitting here thinking that he's probably stressed out and thinks that I'm really gonna put a damn hex on him, because the way he was acting was like, he was afraid of me. Anyway, I didn't even argue with him. I grabbed my purse. I got out of there. Honestly, don't know what I would have done without my baby daddy, without Corey. So huge shout out to that man. Anyway, I will not be doing this again anytime soon.
I bet. That part.
A lot of you guys were asking what happened to my friend in the last video. Supposedly, she had called the Uber and then went back to my place because that's where her car was parked. The next day, she ended up reaching out to my son because she was trying to get in touch with Corey. I genuinely don't know why she didn't call me, but I ended up calling her. We had a conversation. I did not get an apology. In fact, it was kind of still the vibe of you were being absolutely insane. So that was that. She still has some things at my house that she needs to pick up that she left that night. So I'm keeping the peace until then. But after that, nah, I'm done. Like, I'm literally done. I can't lie to y'all. Like, I am really sad about this. She's someone that I did call a friend. I've known her for a very, very long time. So it does hurt my feelings, and it does make me feel like shit that I trusted this person and they kind of just didn't care about me. And I think another reason why I'm so upset is because I have been such a supportive friend. Whenever, you know, she vents or she tells me certain things, I listen, I console her. And it's like the one time that I really needed her, she literally couldn't even be there for me. I feel like I'm also in a scarcity mindset. Like, it's hard to make friends at my age. It's hard to make friends at any time. I feel like I'm just not, you know, like I'm not gonna be able to make more friends or replace my friends. So I'm just feeling a little bit like, I don't know, sad. Also, a couple of other things I noticed that people were talking about, and some people were being like, I would have fought my way out the room. I would have screamed. When someone's already looking at you like they're afraid of you, like you're literally Medusa, the last thing I'm gonna do is try fighting him and his friends, which there was a lot of his friends, okay? The purse isn't worth it at that point. And I could read the room. That was not the right thing to do, especially being intoxicated. Oh, another thing, I also did not consider that a date at all. I was more of like going to just say fuck it and YOLO. Didn't consider that to turn into anything. Also saw a lot of comments and people were being like, I would have called the police and said they were trying to steal my stuff. That's exactly what I did. That's exactly what I did. They showed up, they knocked on the door. The police officer looked me dead in the eye and was like, if they don't answer, there's nothing we can do. And he drove the fuck off in his cop car. There is something in my gut that is telling me that the purse was there the entire time. And I also believe that the hex that I threatened him with worked. It's a new year. I am still staying positive. You know, it's only up and on from here. All right, bye. Love ya.
Girl, I ain't ate in some days, so this is really good. Like a little chipmunk, bro. Okay. Friend? Who? Cause she ain't your friend. Honestly, okay, I can't really say much about that because I've had a friend that done that, who abandoned me before, and a city that we didn't even know, we wasn't aware. Like, we flew into this city and she abandoned me. Granted, she was drunk, and I was so upset because I was just like, no. Because once things hit the fan, I sobered up so quick. We were both drunk, but once shit hit the fan, I was so sober. I was just like, did this bitch just leave me? Like, and literally my phone was dead. I was just so upset, and we got over it. We got past it. We're better now. But it just made me, because I had her on like the highest pedestal. And I know you're not supposed to, envy people or whatever, but I just had so much love for her and admiration for her. Like, I was just like, yo, this person is like lit. Like, I admire this person. And once that happened, pew, like, it took me a second. Like, that, I know y'all saw me in one video. I was like, yo, I'm a type of person who I get silent and I let you know, hey, I need a second from you. Like, let you know that I'm not going to talk to you. Like, I'm about to ghost you. Like, I'm that type of person. And that's what I did. And I was just like, no. I need a second to pray about this, because she was, really good friends. We're still friends now. And she came back and was like, I'm so sorry. That was fucked up for me. And she realized that, hey, I shouldn't drink too much or I shouldn't smoke. Like, that's the difference between a good friend and somebody that you don't need to be friends with. Because your friend, that was wild to me. Like, even though she said this wasn't a date, this was just, you know, for the plot. If you break your friend along and you let your friend know, hey, yeah, I matched with him, I'm interested, and all of a sudden now they're talking. Oh no, I would feel very slighted. Because, okay, for real, friend, this is what we doing, friend. You ain't my friend. Because you trifling. That's one of those haters that are like your frenemies that, you know, hate you in real life, like on the inside, but, you know, being smiling your face want to be your friend. That was one of those. Because ain't no way. And you losing your Percy. This is why I wear a fanny pack. People pick on me all the time. My mom, just my mom though. I said people, no, just my mom. It's just like, why you wearing a fanny pack like a little old lady? So I don't lose shit. Everything's on me. Like, literally, because if I would have, no, we're not even talking that into existence, because we can't be losing stuff. No, get out of here. I would have figured it out. I would have, girl, once I realized that my stuff is not with me, I would have grabbed his phone myself. I would have figured it out right then. Like, y'all can go on. Like, I don't want to ruin your birthday, but this is like, for real, my keys, my house key, like my car keys. No, I'm figuring this out right now. Because usually if you call Uber quickly, like you realize right after your ride, they'll come back or they'll figure it out. Something will be happening. Like, I've been a Lyft driver before, so I've had things like that happen before, and I'm like, oh yeah, I got you. Or at the end of the night, I'm checking my car, and I'm like, oh, there's some keys. I look at my messages, like, oh, you forgot this, and I'll take it back to them. So no, we would have been problem solving right then and there. That's crazy to me, friend. And then you get back, and they looking at you like you crazy, and your friend is looking at you like you crazy, not trying to give no solutions, not trying to help. Girl, I would have, yeah, calm down. Because I'm just getting my nutrition. I'm hyped now. I just got my new, but I would have searched that house. Like, that's cute. No, I'm not being quiet. I hate when people shush me as a grown woman. Don't shush me as a grown woman. That's so, I don't like that. Don't shush me. And I'm a loud person. Be like, hey, pipe down. Hey, be quiet. But don't shush me. What are we doing? Oh, your germs just sprayed on me because you shushing a bitch? Girl, bye. I would have been all up in that house looking. It would have been a scavenger hunt. I would have told that place up if they was not going to let me do it. But I would have did it like real nicely. If they would have allowed me off the bat, like, oh yeah, no problem. Like, I would have been quiet, cool. But the moment you wouldn't let me, girl, I would have told that bitch up. This Airbnb, you're not getting your deposit back. Because of me, honey. Trying to find my stuff. I would have been as loud as fuck, moving stuff. Look, I told you I was too hyped. It's the nutrients. It's the